this chart shows if you keep saving and investing and others don't, you don't separate incrementally in a way that you think. You separate exponentially. And by the way, the separation's going to get wider and wider and wider and wider. No matter how much you bash rich people, they're going to go wider, because while you were kicking at wanting to work 3-4 days a week, they're doing 6 days a week because the Bible says take 1 day off. And a lot of people follow that guideline of just taking 1 day off. But everybody wants a 4-day work week. Don't be upset at the guy that's whooping your ass because he's working 6 days a week for 10 years and you work 4 days. Let's actually do the math.
Boom.
A guy works 6 days a week and only takes Sundays off, which is what I did. And it's still today, that's my philosophy, right? So a guy works 6 days and he takes 1 day off over a year span. What is it over a year? Over a year, you get 52 additional days a year, okay? Which is how many hours? Roughly 416 hours, because I'm doing 58 times 8. I think that's 416 hours, right? So that's 52 additional days you get per year. Do you realize within 6 years, within 7 years, you got 1 additional year?
Wow.
Within 10 years, you got years. Within 10 years, you got 520 additional days. You got 4,000 additional hours. Yeah, brother, we're not in the same league, homie.
Sorry.
We're not going to be competing in the same league. But let me give you the other part about this that's a problem. The other problem about this that's a problem. Who else is influencing this? Who else is influencing this? This can also only happen with the help of the government. The more money you print, the more money you put into the economy, you're thinking you're helping the low and middle income. You don't think the people at the top know who do. Like every time when they say Jamie Dimon, they're going to put $2 trillion more into the economy. Jamie's like, hell yeah, because 40% of it's coming to Chase.
Yeah.
$800 billion is going to end up at whatever the number is going to be. In his mind, is like, that's great. Put $2 trillion. I'm going to get more on my balance sheet.
You're just going to print it and we'll end up.
Do you really think these politicians that are sending money out to do this, you think they're sitting there saying, let's help the low and middle income? No. The money's going straight up to the top. We're going to show you a clip here in a minute. I'm going to get your feedback. But we're going to show you a clip here in a minute on what happened with Nancy Pelosi. You're going to be seeing what people are saying to him. How the hell did you get so rich? Because you got insider stuff and other people are going to jail having done 1/10 of the crime you and your husband have committed. You're seeing the protesting taking place. But the low wage, the separation, the disparity, all of that is you need to start thinking long term and not joining the camp that's convincing you to work fewer hours. Is you need to figure out a way to be more competitive in a marketplace. When I talk to comedian Kevin Hart, he says, you'd be surprised how hard I had to work. I worked my ass off, okay? You talk to Rogan, how hard that freaking guy works. People think Joe became Joe because Joe is just this talented, funny, likable guy, and he is all of that. But I know a lot of talented, funny, likable guys that don't work hard. This guy was diligent, focused, doing what he's doing, and then all of a sudden gets a few $100 million talking about, I got a few money. That's what he said. That doesn't happen by luck. You think he didn't work his ass off doing the UFC show here, traveling here, over there, over this? You think that schedule is 4 days a week? The people you admire, younger Gen Z generation, the people you admire, that you read about, that you watch on the sports, that you watch in movies, that you watch in, politics or military, you read about the heroes, were not 4-day-a-week people. They did not follow that. The heroes you admire didn't follow that strategy. That is purely a propaganda being sold by a bunch of people that went to universities that some professor told them to work 4 days a week, and they're coming out being, disciples of these prophets saying 4 days a week, not realizing they just ruined somebody's dreams by saying to work 4 days a week. That's my argument. You don't have to agree with it. You can bash it, trash